Just about every organisation will produce some, if not all, of these waste items. Scrap PC monitors, old batteries, oily rags, and almost certainly spent flue tubes. These are all classed as hazardous waste and come under the Hazardous Waste Regulations. This video is about what steps have to be taken to comply with this legislation and how to decode some of the more obscure parts. To begin with, how do you know which of your wastes, if any, come under the Hazardous Waste Regulations and which don't? For example, here we've got 2 drums of used oil, cooking oil and engine oil. The engine oil is classed as hazardous and the edible oil isn't. But how do I know what the legal classification is? Well, there's a list, and it's a legally defined list, imaginatively called the List of Waste Regulations. And it's in here that you'll find a definition and a code for each of your waste types. If your premises produce more than 500 kilograms of hazardous waste in a year, then you must notify or register with the Environment Agency. We'll assume for this exercise that we know which European Waste Catalogue code to put in the box. Each party will fit one of 3 descriptions. There will be a consigner, a carrier or a consignee. The consigner is the one sending the waste, usually the waste producer. The carrier is the one responsible for taking the waste from one place to another. And the consignee is the one receiving it. There are 2 types of consignment notes used for hazardous waste movements. Those used for single movements, where waste is moved from a single premises to a consignee using 1 or more carriers, and a multiple collection consignment note, where waste is collected from a number of premises and taken to the same consignee. The single movement note is a form with copies for the consigner, the carrier and the consignee. Each copy is divided into 5 parts, marked A to E. So now we have enough information to complete the paperwork. What do we do next? Well, we need to make sure we prepared enough copies of the consignment note for all those in the chain. At least a consigner, that's you if you've produced the waste, a carrier and a consignee. Start by completing parts A and B on each copy. Give every copy to the carrier. The carrier then completes part C on each copy. And the consigner completes part D on each copy. The consigner keeps their copy and the remaining copies travel with the consignment. On delivery, all the remaining copies are passed to the consignee, who completes part E, keeps the pink copy and passes back the carrier's copy. There should now be a complete paper trail from the producer to the final destination of the waste. Everyone in the waste management chain is prohibited from mixing any 2 types of hazardous material. There are several reasons. Mixing some waste can give rise to reactions that can cause health, safety and environmental risks, and it can compromise further treatment. The main thing to remember is that you can't just chuck everything in one waste skip labelled hazardous waste. In any case, it's good practice to keep all waste segregated. So now you know the Hazardous Waste Regulations decoded, so your waste can be safely categorised and consigned.